This is the A3 plate made by Armored Republic, and in today's video we are going to be testing it to its absolute limits to make sure that it can actually handle what it's rated for, and maybe a little bit more. Let's get to it. This is the A3 plate made by Armored Republic, and it's been on the market for a little while now, but in case you didn't know, it is a lightweight armor plate that's rated for standard rifle projectiles all the way up to and including 7.62 by 51 M80 ball ammo. And how it gets to be so lightweight is due to a combination of a pretty thin mild steel face and then a pretty thick UHM WPE backer. Here's some more specs if you're interested. So if the A3 plate is rated all the way up to and including M80 ball ammo, I would say that is a great place to start. Wait a second, where are my manners? I forgot to show you the setup that we'll be using. This is Terry the Torso, and after the last testing video, he is feeling pretty lucky, which is why he signed up to wear this A3 plate to test it out for us today. Terry, that is so nice of you. And is that a brand new plate carrier? Terry, you're looking better than ever. He has absolutely no idea what he's in for. Terry, how'd that one feel, buddy? Good? Good. The shot landed down here, so let's see what the damage was. All right, I don't see any penetration at all. That's a very tiny hole in there too. One thing that I'm surprised with is that this plate, other than blocking that M80 ball ammo, is that there is absolutely no fragmentation at all. If this was one of the standard AR500 plates without the buildup coating, then this plate carrier would already be shredded up after one shot, and the cardboard would most likely be shredded up as well. That is pretty impressive. But let's get one thing out of the way real quick. This is not an AR500 armor plate, so unlike an AR500 armor plate that can handle multiple shots in the same area, there needs to be spacing between the shots on the A3 plate, and that's because with the A3 plate, the bullet is actually going through the steel and being caught by the UHM WPE backer, but in the process, it deforms the UHM WPE backer, so there's a gap between the steel and the UHM WPE backer. So if a bullet were to hit in this specific area, it would probably go through the UHM WPE backer. I was told with the 7.62 NATO that the spacing needs to be somewhere between 3 to 4 inches, so let's see if it can handle a couple more shots. Terry, apologies in advance. I think I may have shot these too close together. That's only about 1.5 inches, and then this one's only about 2 inches. I don't know if you're all right under there. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Guys, I mean, you see that spacing right there? There's like nothing between that one and that one, and it stopped them both cold. That is crazy. Guys, that is way better performance than I was thinking I would get out of this A3 plate, because I thought if the shots were that close together that it wouldn't stop them at all, but it definitely did. I have one more trick for the 7.62, or well, 308 this time. These are Barnes 168 grain TTSX copper bullets for the 308 Winchester. If you've seen many of my other previous testing videos on mild steel, then you'll know when it comes to solid copper bullets, they kind of suck at going through mild steel. But when they actually go through mild steel, I want to see if they have any better penetration capabilities. Oh no, I didn't realize where the profile ended, so I think I shot it right on the corner of the plate. That is not good. This one was fine though. That is not good. Terry, let's see if you're okay. Oh, Terry, no! Looks pretty cool though. And I think it caught all of the bullet before anything exited out the back. Oh my gosh. You can kind of see a side profile where all the fragments are. I guess it fragmented it all. And then the largest piece of copper is in the back right here. But nothing actually came out the back that I can feel. This was just a manufacturing imperfection. I mean, you would probably die from that, but you know, it looks like it was actually stopped on the front side of the back of the plate carrier. There was nothing that actually came through though, which is pretty impressive. Let's check out the damage on the whole plate though. Okay, yeah, I totally messed up that shot. It was right on the edge. I mean, right on the edge. So that was on me. But this other one definitely got stopped. It's starting to separate the UHM WPE backer, or at least the coating that's around the whole thing. All three of these M80 rounds were stopped cold too. There's a giant I don't know if you can see that bulge on the back here. But I'm pretty impressed that that round didn't go the whole way through, even though I shot the edge. The whole way through, Terry, that is. Guys, considering the weight of this plate, that is really impressive performance, other than where I messed up, obviously. That was my fault. But the thing is, I have one more plate to test out, so let's see what else it can handle. This is a standard M193 55 grain FMJ fired out of the 5.56, and out of this 26-inch setup, we are getting around 3,400 feet a second, so it is screaming. Let's see how this plate handles this one. Terry, I know that you do not want to test another round, but I promise I will not have another bad shot again. Deal? Okay, deal. Were those ones any better, Terry? I'm not even sure where exactly I hit. I think they might have been these two down here. Let's see where they hit on the plate, though. Absolutely nothing. There's barely even a bulge where I hit. It seems like one of them is over here and then one is over here. 3,400 feet a second, and it stopped it cold. That is pretty impressive. And up next, we got an M855 green tip. Now, the A3 plate should be rated for this one, but out of a 26-inch barrel, I think it has a chance of going through. Wait, what? Go through? Terry, I did not say it would go through. Come on now, you must have heard me wrong. Terry, how you feeling, buddy? Feeling okay? Let's see the back. Oh, Terry, you're looking pretty good. Let's see what happened. Oh my gosh. It actually stopped that. Wait, what is that? Oh yeah, that's from before. It actually stopped that M855 green tip. Wow, that is impressive. Let's make sure I don't see any holes on Terry. And I don't see any new holes on the back of the thing either, the back of the plate carrier. See, Terry, I told you that I said it wasn't going through. You just have to believe me a little better. I know, I forgive you. You mistakenly heard me. Just one more round, though. He is not going to like this one. This is a 300 Win Mag, and it is a pretty massive 30 caliber Magnum. And out of this 24-inch setup right here, we are getting some pretty good velocities with a 190 grain bullet. Needless to say, this plate is not rated for anywhere near what the 300 Win Mag can put out, but I still think it's a pretty interesting test. All right, Terry, we got the last one on target. Let's see what happened. Oh my gosh. There is a freaking massive bulge, but I do not see any penetration at all. 300 Win Mag. Let's check out these results a little bit more in depth. Oh, if this plate would come out. There we go. Okay, we got it out. That is an absolutely massive bulge from the 300 Win Mag, and it's actually separating the UHM WPE backer from the mild steel, to be expected, but that is crazy performance. I'm not saying that you wouldn't be badly bruised or potentially dead or knocked out, but you would not have a hole in you with this specific load, at least from this test. I think we need to go back to the bench and do a little bit further investigation. I am really interested to see what that M855 did. Okay, we're jumping right into the 255 grain FMJs down here, and as you could see, they left pretty substantial holes, but whenever we go to the UHM WPE backer, they really didn't go super deep. Next up, we got the M855, and I was surprised that it really doesn't look too much different than the other ones. As you could see, it's nothing too spectacular, but the hole on the steel face is really not that much different either. And then we move up to the 300 Win Mag, and this one left an absolutely substantial hole, and on the UHM WPE backer, I'm surprised it stopped it at all, but it left a massive hole. And next up, we got the 3 M80 ball ammo from the 7.62 by 51. As you could see, these two shots here were actually pretty close, so they cracked off that whole side of the plate, but it didn't prevent it from stopping the rounds, so that is pretty impressive. Not quite as bad as the 300 Win Mag, but they are pretty substantial as well. There was a ton of back face deformation, as you could see. That basically looks like a range of mountains. And what's crazy is that with all 5 of these rounds, the 308 and the 7.62 by 51, the face of the plate, or well, actually the coating started coming off. And apparently this is what's underneath the coating coating on the front face before it hits the steel. If I had to guess, it's some type of Kevlar mesh, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, the next rounds up were the copper ones, the Barnes rounds, and as you could see, they left some pretty substantial holes as well. Obviously, that one was on the corner, and that one was definitely my fault. And then on the UHM WPE backer, obviously this one was not caught, we already discussed that, but on the other one, the entire bullet was actually caught in there, so I kind of want to get that out. Let's see what we could do.
5 minutes later.
Well, with a little bit of magic, and by magic I mean a flathead screwdriver, I was able to get that whole entire bullet out of there. Well, obviously it's not the whole entire bullet. There's some fragments that kind of sheared off when it went through the steel, but that is a pretty impressive looking round. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, the performance of this A3 plate absolutely shocked me, especially with that 300 Win Mag. So if you're needing a plate, like a lightweight plate that can actually block a crazy amount of cartridges, the A3 plate seems to be a pretty good option. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, don't let ballistics drive you bananas.